You guys, do you know what I just realized? My eyeshadow matches my earring. That's nice, right? Hey everybody, what's up? It is Sarah with the Unleashed Beauty. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. You guys be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notifications bell so that you always get notified when I upload new videos to this channel, which happens on Wednesdays and Fridays. So I'm a little bit late to the game on this one, but I ordered it, I have it, I'm gonna use it. So today we're gonna be checking out the Morphe JACLYN Hill palette volume number 2. You guys, this palette has had like so much controversy around it, as with a lot of things JACLYN Hill. Coincidence? Anyway, we're going to check this one out today. I'm going to do a couple of different looks. We're going to do a neutral, natural, daytime eye, and we're going to do something a little bit spicier. So if you guys are ready, let's dive right into this palette. So here she is. I've opened this one up already and taken off the bubble wrap from the palette, but I have not swatched, I have not worn, I have not tested. All I've done was checked it out. So let's look at it. Here is, whoop, I'm losing the plastic sheet already, but here's the palette. Just really nice and sleek and white. So I like that. Pretty standard for a Morphe palette. And then here are the shadows in this one. So right off the bat, I love all of the neutrals that are in here. There are some shadows that do seem to kind of repeat. Like these three are very similar. And then this one kind of goes along with that, and this one. There's a lot of similarities there, but I do really like those colors. These glitters are beautiful. I feel like that's a glitter, and then we've got some more shimmer, metallic-y kind of shades. This Empowered is really pretty. And then the black, the pink, and the red over here, those all look really matte in formula, but then they've got some sparkle to them too, so I'm not really sure what's going on with those. We're gonna check it out. I'm in it. Looks like it's gonna be a gorgeous highlight. Let's get started with the neutral eye first. I'm going to kind of be living up here in this neutral section for this look. So we're going to go in first with Perfectionist to get started. And that's just going to be our transition. I do have my lids primed already. Let's see which eye is going to be which today. Let's do neutral over here, and then we'll make something a little more special happen on the other side. Okay, so not a lot of pigment to this one, but that's okay. This is just our transition, so I'm not mad at it yet. And we're just gonna blend this on using small circular motions. I'm using my fluffy crease brush from Unique. This is one of my favorite eye brushes. I just love the way that this one applies shadow and the way that you can blend it out as you go. It just makes application really simple and seamless. Let's build this up a little bit on the outer corner. So I'm going to go back into Perfectionist. There we go. So once you build this one up a little bit, it's not so light, but it is, like I said, a lot less pigment than I anticipated. Okay, so now I've switched over to a regular crease brush, and we're gonna go into Comfort Zone just to start deepening the crease a little bit. So we're gonna apply this one right into the crease. Okay, so as I expected, these shades play really nicely together. There's not a ton of difference between the actual colors, but the first shadow that we applied was a little bit lighter. This one's going to be a little bit darker, and I'm not sure if it's because I'm applying it on top of that Perfectionist or what, but it does seem to be a little bit, and I mean a tiny bit, more pigmented. Just because that one didn't make a whole lot of difference, we're going to go one step further on this crease, and I'm going to go into Thick Skin and just put it in the same kind of spot there, right into the crease. I'm also going to go ahead and build this one up on the outer corner. That's a little bit better. So far, I'm really appreciating the way that these are blending. I know we're only 3 shadows deep at this point, but they're blending nicely and they're not going on patchy, which sometimes can be a bit of an issue with Morphe eyeshadows. I'm going to go in next with a big fluffy blending brush, and we're just going to hit this and give it a nice little blend. All right, I'm not sure what the deal is with me today, but I'm really feeling this homebody. I'm really feeling this homebody color, and so we're going to use that. It's a little bit more orangey, but it is still kind of a brown. We're calling it neutral. We're going for it, and I'm going to use this to just kind of build onto this outer corner a little bit more and bring it in a little ways onto the lid. It's a really nice color. I could see myself using this one a lot. I'm just using kind of the very, very tip of this. Okay guys, so I'm clearly riding the struggle bus again today. Big surprise, right? So I'm suffering from like allergies really, really badly, and I had to go blow my nose, and I came back and I started recording, or so I thought. I've done this too many times. It's not even acceptable anymore. It's at that point, but I did go ahead and apply some of the black shadow to my outer corner. It is this one right here called Temptress. It's a pain in the ass. It went on smoothly enough, but it didn't blend out well at all. It was a challenge to get that to blend and move. And then I went ahead and used some concealer just to clean up my eyelid. So we're going to go ahead and go in now with the color Ride or Diamonds. Now, I will say I'm a little bit disappointed in these 4 shadows. I swatched them to see which one I wanted to use, and they are all very much darker on the skin than what they appear to be in the pan, but Ride or Diamonds is probably the lightest one, so that's what we're going with, and I'm going to apply this with my finger. This eyeshadow it's a pretty dry, pretty dense one, and so I found when I did this a minute ago that the best way to apply this was with a finger and then just pat it right on to the lid. It's hard. It looks like you're getting quite a bit of product out of the pan, but it doesn't want to transfer back to the lid very well. So we're just going to do the best we can with it. It is a very pretty shadow though. I'll give it that. Just not my favorite formula. They could have made that one a little bit smoother, a little bit creamier, and a lot easier to work with. I'm going to apologize right now if you guys catch a lot of sniffling. That's why. It's the whole allergy thing. Yesterday was really crazy windy here, even though it was nice out. Actually, the whole weekend was like that. And so we were outside a lot, and now I'm paying the price today. Okay, let's go ahead and pop a highlight on this inner corner. I'm going to stick with the color Certified, this matte one right here. This one is actually a lot more opaque than you would expect it to be. And so we're just going to use it to brighten up this inner corner a little bit. Look at that. I am so amazed by this shadow. This has got to be one of my favorites in this whole palette, just because I have such a hard time finding those light mattes that will work well on my skin tone and not just disappear. And this one stays nice and bright. This would make a gorgeous lid color if I were just doing a nice matte look. Love that. Okay, and then for the lower lash line, let's take a jump. We're just gonna try another brown shadow. So we're gonna come over here to G Money. This one's a little bit different in tone than what we've got going on already, but I just want to see how it goes down. So we're gonna put that right under that lower lash line and then just blend it as we're applying to soften it up. So I feel like this one also looks so much different on the skin than it looks in the pan. Okay, so now let's go back into Temptress, and I will probably regret this, but Temptress was that black, and I'm going to run a little bit of this under there just on that outer corner, right up against the lashes, just kind of buffing that right into the lash line. I feel like that went on a lot more smoothly on that lower lash line than it did on the lid, so maybe it just didn't like the primer that we used today. And now I'm going to pick up my liner shader brush again. This is the brush that we just used to highlight, so I'm just going to use whatever product is left there to blend right into the front side of that brown color that we used, called G Money. Okay, so we're gonna call that good for this eye and move on to the bold and crazy side. I'm really excited for this eye. You might see a little bit of pink under here. I actually kind of jumped the gun and really dove into these colors before I realized I wasn't recording before. So I kind of have a feel for what I'm gonna do, but I am gonna mix it up just a little bit based on what I was finding with some colors and the look that I kind of want to go for. So we're gonna do a halo eye. We're gonna start out with Positivity. This one is really kind of deceptive because being such a bright coral shade, I expected it to be a lot more like translucent. So I'm going in really lightly with it. It's actually very opaque and very, very bold. Obviously it's like a neon coral. I expected it to be bold, but it's real bold. So we're gonna go carefully and gently and just start packing that on to the outside of the eye. Kind of starting to get that shape down that we want for a halo. I need a hair tie or something. Does anybody have a headband I can borrow? Throw it at me. Okay, and now I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that. Just one, I just tapped the pan. And we're going to pop that right onto the inner corner all the way in. That color really is so gorgeous. It's just a little bit more than what I expected. All right, now next we're gonna go into Heart On. Catch that? Heart On. Yeah. So we're gonna use this one. It's another really bold one, and it's kind of staying in that coral family. This one's like a neon watermelon, I think. This eye is giving me all the summertime vibes already, and we're just getting started. So this one does seem to be a little more on the patchy side, but I think it blends out okay, so I'm not going to complain about that a whole lot yet. If I were wearing this one on its own, which I don't know why I ever would, me personally, I think I would have some issues, but for what we're doing today, I think it's going to work out just fine. Okay, so now I want to do something a little bit different. We're going to go into Livin' My Best, which you guys, this is like a true red. It does have, again, those kind of sequins. That pulls up so much product without even trying. So we're going to take this one next, and I'm just going to kind of pop it right on there. I'm kind of going in with this one closer to the lash line and then just blending it up into those other colors that we've got down, just to keep that darker red, the more dramatic red, right next to the eye, and then just blending it up and get lighter as we go. I cannot believe how well this color lays down for being a red. I'm very surprised at this one. Okay, now let's close. Okay guys, I don't know what happened. We had technical difficulties yet again, so I just went ahead and finished this look off camera, but I am back with my final thoughts. First of all, I am still obsessed with this halo eye that we did with the bold colors, and now that I've gotten my lashes and my liner and everything on the neutral eye, I really like it too. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm a little late to the game with my review on this one, but here's what I think about it. I feel like this is a really typical palette coming from Morphe as far as consistency goes. There's not much. I hate to say that. I hate to be so tough on something, especially when we were able to achieve some really pretty looks with this, but there's just no consistency in formula from shade to shade, and that can be so frustrating. Like with the black shadow and the purple shadow that we applied to both eyes, blending those out was so tough. I also noticed in going back through and trying to figure out where my camera had stopped recording, that as I'm watching this footage, I can really see like the lines, the creases in my lids. Again, that could have been caused by the eyeshadow primer that I was using, but I don't know. It's something that I've seen a lot through different Morphe palettes. I will say there are some shadows in here that are so worth it. For one, both of those highlight shades, there's the matte certified and then the iridescent pink kind of shimmer, I'm in it. Those are both incredible. incredible. Also, this gold shimmer, it looks like it's going to be a glitter in the palette, but once you put it on, it is a metallic kind of a foil. That one is so pretty, but definitely needs to go on top of something. So like we popped it over the No Joke today, and that worked out great. Another really good one, well, a few really good ones. This Positivity and the Hard On and the Live in My Best all really surprised me with the amount of pigment in those shadows. I do expect to see quite a lot of staining when I remove this eye, which is standard for reds, but I was so blown away, especially with that Positivity, that lighter neon coral, at the amount of pigment and how opaque that shadow was on the skin. So overall, would I recommend buying this palette? This eyeshadow palette retails on Morphe and at Ulta for $39 if you're in the US. Price point, that's not bad. I believe there are 35 shadows in this palette. Now, as I said, consistency of formula is so hit and miss that I don't know that it's worth it. I mean, obviously I have it. I'm going to use it. I'm not going to send it back. I might use it again. I don't know if I will or not. I think there's some colors in there I could see myself reaching for, but I don't feel like this is going to be a palette that I am continuing to grab for anytime I want a bold eye. I've got some other really great options that are easier to work with, easier to blend out, that I feel like would work. So if you want to grab this one, go for it. I mean, there are some fun shadows in there to play with, but don't expect that everything in here is going to be something you love. I hope that makes sense. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for hanging out today. If you did like this one, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and be sure to share. Also, if you've not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and ring the notifications bell. I'm going to try to figure out all these technical issues before the next one. I want to know, are you going to grab this palette or have you yet? If so, what are your thoughts in it? Drop me comments down below and let me know. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Be kind to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Woman.